women, listen, I think it's not healthy to stay at home and be taken care of. Your self-worth, your self-perception, your self-value, like it's underground. It's not just on the floor. It's not good for you as a human being. Here we are again, the Pascal and Sass show. Welcome. We talk about everyday stuff that a couple face, especially couples who both are in a business relationship. Couples who both operate businesses together or separate. How do you navigate? How do you deal with being a business owners, having responsibilities in everyday life? How do you make it work? So again, I let you choose the topic, whatever you want.
We're gonna talk about finances. As a couple, should you have separate finances or together or a combination of both? We kind of found our method, but we're gonna share with you what our challenges were in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And and we share with
You
you,
want me to share
what
that?
our solution. Well, you know, it's like when we first get together, we weren't married then, but it was like, but we were living together,
Yeah.
and it was like, well, you know, my money is my money, your money is your money, and we have like this separate banking thing going on, and it took a while for us to tweak, right? But now we know what to do.
We know what to do, but
But
there's still some separation.
there's some separation. We need to have some separation,
Yeah.
some autonomy.
Yeah, I think in the beginning I think it's also normal. You come together, you share stuff, and especially as business owners, it's smart to implement some strategies, I would say.
Yeah.
Not just tax-wise, but just to again have a discussion about it, talk it through, come up with a strategy that benefits both. And then there's another topic if it comes to married couples. Like I'm super strict and extreme there. Remember, you might when I share that.
Yeah.
Like when we married, like I don't know even if this is everywhere, like in Switzerland, I don't know, here in the US, like you married and then something happened down the road and you have a divorce or something and you need to split, or you get like, nope, absolutely 100% not. My empire that I'm building stays with me 100%. If I give out of generosity.
Yeah.
Is that the word? And not because the government tell me to split my hello. Like that was one of the main concession when we married, right? That we said like, no, that's just, it make no sense. Like,
Yeah.
and the stuff that we build together, different story. Like we have
Yeah.
companies together, real estate and stuff like that. But you have your business, I have mine, we have ours, and with the finances, we super easygoing. I think,
Yeah.
but we discussed it.
Yeah, we discussed it, and in the beginning, me being the American, I was like, "What? How could you think that way? You know, we're married. We're supposed to have this joint account, and which we do, but we also have our separate ones, which I'm glad we did because it still gave me that autonomy to do whatever I want with my money, right? If I want to give my mom a gift, or you know, buy a gift to someone, or you know, just book a flight and go visit somebody, I can use my own money. I don't have to ask you, right? And that's the beauty of it. To have that autonomy, you're still your own person. You're not just the couple, it's great to do stuff as a couple, but it's also great to have that autonomy, to have that individuality and individual control over your stuff, right?
I think that's very necessary, because at the end you go out there and you work, you invest your life, and in return you get money. So your life, I said that on purpose, your time is your life, and you should have your own thing
Right.
and have access to it. So a lot of my colleagues, they have a lot of money on the paper, but they don't have access to money. Everything is invested in a business, in real estate, in like, they're not really flexible because of that. And it comes all down to a strategy. And again, in the relationship, I think the companies that we build, and also not just the companies, when we go out, like when we do stuff, it's always the same story. Like in literally every area of life, communicate. Like, what do you want? How do you want it? Have a conversation, come up with strategy, create an account. We have like three joint accounts,
We have, three joint.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
And it's just very clear that we sit together and say, okay, how do we want it? Like, okay, this is how we want it. And we have a conversation with the CPA or the bookkeeper, and we come up with strategies, and how do we divide the money that comes in? What makes the most sense tax-wise? And how does it make us feel? Because again, at the end, we go out, we invest time, which results in clients that pay us money, and then you should own that. And still, can you decide how to divide that? I think what's that program? Profit First.
Profit first.
Profit First is a good one for that, to actually how do you divide that? But to always keep in mind, it's not just what I want or what you want, it's also what Uncle Sam's wants, and not doing illegal stuff, pay taxes, but do it in a way that is smart for you, because at the end you work for yourself and not for anybody else. Again, it's not about not paying taxes, but
Yeah, and for those who work from home or have an office at home, and how do you own the house? You own your home together, right? And how do you pay into that? And I think that's a discussion that we had also. We each have our home office, so how do we divide that between two separate businesses? And again, like Pascal said, we sit down and we talk to our CPA and our bookkeeper and said, hey, how can we do this so it makes the most sense, and we maximize the tax, what is it? Yeah, the tax benefit that business owner have.
Yeah, and also be flexible. I think if you're stingy with money, it's because you don't make enough, or you're just that personality. But like, for example, in I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Stuff like this, sometimes we just go for it, and then one of us take the credit card and pay the stuff. Like, we go a week, we book the win, we do like, it's sometimes, if you are on a certain level, stuff like this shouldn't even be a discussion, who pays what, and still, I understand if you're not there yet, discuss that stuff. Finances is something you can discuss and agree on something, and then you follow that agreement, both parties, and you're never going to have that as a reason to actually have a problem in the relationship.
I believe even if only one person work, right, another person work at home. Taking care of kids is a full-time job.
How do you do that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the person who stay at home, whether it's a man or a woman, it's like there's a lot of stay-at-home dad. I think there should be an agreement where he have his own allowance, so he can do whatever he want with that money. If he want to go and bowling or hanging out with his buddies, then it's not like he feel guilty for using the pot that's
That
supposed to
would
be.
be very bad if he go and work and he would feel guilty to use his money because he has a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, people don't think about that, but way back then, when before we get together, I never thought about that. Everything was in one pot.
Yeah.
And with my ex, it was like, then you do this, and you have to ask, and it's crazy. It's like you should have some autonomy with your money.
Yeah, and if you're in a that's just my point of view. If you're in a relationship, you're the man, you work, you make the money. I would send your wife to go and work. I literally mean it. Like,
Yeah.
Women, listen. I think it's not healthy to stay at home and be taken care of. Your self-worth, your self-perception, your self-value, like, it's underground. It's not just on the floor. It's not good for you as a human being. You need to go out and find a way on how you make a few $100 or $1,000 or $2,000, whatever the situation is. But to actually go out there, provide any kind of value and get money for your self-worth, for you as a human being, is super important. And there's always a way. Kids are not an excuse. Dogs and cats are not an excuse. You can if you want. And that's, again, a conversation. I just think it's super bad. It's just not healthy.
Yeah, I was never in that situation. I've always worked, and I can't imagine. I think being a woman already, your self-esteem and your self-worth is just down there already, just because you're a woman, and then to be just a stay-at-home person and don't bring in income, and I can imagine how that would contribute to your personal worth. But it doesn't need to be if you have a strong mind. But you will feel better if you go out and do something like you said, even 5 hours a week. Just something so that you can be out there socializing with people who are in the workforce, and just be. I get it. I think some women like it that way, and they just want to
Until
stay
they
home.
get divorced.
Until they get
then
divorced,
they are
and
the
then,
victims.
Yeah, because they never go out there and work.
But the contract protects them, because then they get 50% of their husband.
That's why in the beginning we didn't want to get married. Like you brought it up, like a marriage license is like a contract.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a legal contract, and I actually seen a lot of couple who just stay together for like literally years, 10, 20, 30 years, and they never get married because they don't believe in that. They just said it's a contract.
Yeah, but how many stay together because of that contract?
Of that,
They think they have
because they have respect.
Yeah, and we had a discussion about that when we married. Mm-hmm. For me, it was two things. I didn't want to make a promise, like until death set us apart. I just think it's a stupid promise. I'm not going to promise that. So we changed that. How do you call that?
The vow.
The vow. We changed the vow into as long as we grow together,
Yeah.
then that makes sense. That's a contract I can sign. And the second thing is like the financial stuff. If I
Yeah.
build an empire, I'm not going to split anything. No.
Yeah.
And we had a discussion,
Yeah,
and
but
we
you
both
drop a
agreed.
few thousand here and there for me just because you want to.
Yeah, but
And
we do that for each other. You for
yeah.
me, I for you. We just do that because it's in harmony. But
Right.
I think that's the point, right? As long as it is good, everything is always fine. And then if something wouldn't be good, then people start to find all these things, and they turn evil, and
Yeah.
nobody would ever think it. But
Yeah.
it's just an unnecessary thing for me.
Yeah, in the beginning, I didn't understand it. I was like, that's what everybody do till death do us part. Even though I've been divorced once,
Liar!
I know,
You
and then
didn't
you
keep
feel
your
like a
promise.
liar. But yeah, we did really good. But when you brought that up, I didn't think about it, and then when you mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's not
makes
just
sense.
that, right? Like if
Yeah.
you and all the hardcore Christians out there, they yeah, it's just a belief. But for me, it's literally if I love someone, it is about me and it's about that someone. It says. Like it's nobody else's business. Why should I let the government come in or the church and give us a contract and this is what you have to do and this is what you have to sign, and if you don't follow that contract then we're gonna punish you with like get the fuck out of here. Like literally, like how, like when you think about that, how dumb is that?
And
Like why would you do that?
And if that contract break, part of your money gonna
Yeah.
go to the other person.
And to the government, and then you pay the fees, and like why?
Right.
It's none of your business. I'm together with you because I committed to be in that relationship because of love, and then it's between us and nobody else. And I think this is what creates so much pressure and obligations, and that's why these people or couples stay together, because they, again, what we had in a different series, like what do they think about me and my parents and my friends and my co-workers, and like all of that stuff. Oh
Yeah.
God, how heavy is that life to live?
Yeah.
Like-
We have pretty much drama-free life
Yeah.
because we remove ourselves from the drama, and we don't get sucked into the drama. And finance is a huge topic.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one. And discuss with each other how you want to do it, and you for sure you each need a separate account to have that autonomy, to have that independency, on top of being a couple. And we do have joint account where we pay all our bills, together. Like we just put into that one account, and that one account pay the bill, stuff like that. Not
And transparency.
yeah. And
Like not that we need to go report to each other, but
Yeah.
there's nothing to hide at all.
yeah.
It's just like, in general, hiding. Like, you have my password for my phone. I have yours. Like, there's nothing to like. We're just very easygoing everywhere. It's like, here is my phone. Go for it.
His phone is easy. He's never on his phone.
I'm never on my phone, so I'm hiding somewhere else. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
transparency, discussion, super important to have a drama-free, stress-free life. Especially if finances dictate or delegate the relationship, it's toxic.
Yeah, I mean, for some people, if you don't quite get how we see things, and that's fine too. It's hard because, especially if one person make a whole lot more and the other person, like don't make anything, and I think that's where the conversation become difficult. How do you do that? That's why your suggestion was very good. Where if I mean, if you have two arms, two legs, you can go do anything as long as your ego doesn't get in the way. You can go find any job.
And to really, again,
Communicate.
if you're a mom and you have two kids, and then you need to have that conversation, not just like assuming this is how it's supposed to be. The men go make the money, I take care of the kids. Yes, this is how you live life. But still, should you sit together and say, hey, can we talk about that? Do you agree? Like, it's a ton of job. Like, I need to get the boys up in the morning. I need to do this. Like, do you see the time investment I have? And it's also emotionally draining sometimes. I appreciate what you do, and are you fine? And just talk about that stuff. And then if you talk about that and you agree, come up with that suggestion and say, hey, I would also love to have my own money. Can we find a way or some hours every week that I can go actually in work? Can your mom or parents or grandparents or whatever find a way to take care of the little ones so that you can make it's all just a discussion away. Discuss it, take action, do it, and again, it's super important that both have access to their own money to not feel guilty, to not feel I'm in the shadow, I own someone something. Yeah.
Yeah, and at the end of the day is your choice. We just share with you what we do, and why we do what we do, and it's important that you both agree on whether or not to have a separate account. We do.
And we have joined. Anyway, see you guys next time. I can't wait to hear what we're going to talk about from my wife, Sass. Stay healthy. See you soon.